The purpose of this video is to demonstrate how to use the do in order and the do together control structures in the Alice 2 interactive development environment. Control structures create blocks of program code which determine the order in which program statements are executed. Control statements allow the program to choose to execute some statements and skip others, repeat program statements, and determine whether program statements will execute in order, whether they will execute immediately. Do together is a control structure which creates a code block and tells Alice to execute code statements within that block simultaneously. The code editor has 6 different panels: the object tree, the camera view, the events editor, the details panel, the editor, and the controls panel. For more on the components of the code editor, watch the code editor overview video. To follow along, start Alice and create or open a project. Go to the scene editor and add Alice and the white rabbit to the scene. Then return to the code editor. The control panel contains the tiles which are placed in the editor for the creation of control structures. In this video, we will focus on the do in order and do together controls. In this simple animation, we would like the rabbit to hop by Alice while saying, "I'm late," at the same time. Select the white rabbit from the object tree, then drag that rabbit's save procedure into My First Method. Add the appropriate text when prompted. Drag the move procedure into My First Method, selecting forward for the direction of the turn and 1/2 meter as the distance of the move. Add 2 more move procedures to My First Method. The first to move the rabbit up 1/4 meter and the second to move the rabbit down 1/4 meter. Click on the play button to test your code. Notice that the 4 statements execute one after another. The rabbit says, "I'm late," moves forward, then moves up, and finally moves down. We would like to see the rabbit's exclamation, the forward movement, and the up and down motion at the same time. Drag a do together control tile into My First Method. Then drag the 4 statements into that code block. Click on the Run button to test your code. Now we see that the exclamation is displayed and the rabbit moves forward. But the rabbit does not move up and down at all. That is because the do together control structure is telling Alice to execute all of these statements at the same time, and the up and down movement essentially cancel each other out. To correct this, drag a do in order control tile into the do together code block. Then drag the move up and move down statements into that do in order code block. Click on the Run button to test your code. Now we see that the rabbit hops by Alice while exclaiming that it is late. It is possible that depending on the duration value of the say statement, that the exclamation is displayed either for a longer or shorter period of time than the rabbit's movement. In this example, our greeting is displayed for 1 second. But the up and down movement takes 2 seconds because each move in the do in order takes the default 1 second to execute. We can adjust this by setting the duration of each move to 1/2 second. It should also be noted that the duration of a do together will be for the amount of time of the longest duration value of all the statements in that code block. Synchronizing the animation in a do together code block will take some planning and adjustment. We could copy and paste this entire code block to have the rabbit hop by Alice multiple times. We might also use the loop control, which creates a repetition control structure to create the same animation. The purpose of this video is to demonstrate how to use the do in order and the do together control tiles in the Alice 2 interactive development environment.